Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, June 2nd, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves is expressing confidence that the Cuban airline Easy Skies is going to open up tremendous trade opportunities between SVG and the Spanish-speaking nation. PM Gonsalves expressed this confidence while answering questions at a lecture held at the community college earlier this week. The Prime Minister stated that representatives from the Easy Sky have been visiting SVG exploring business opportunities which, according to him, can open up major trade opportunities between Cuba and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Easy Sky came in. The Easy Sky has been coming and buying fuel. And on the last occasion when they came, they brought, I understand, 10 Cuban business persons. And they have been reconnoitering. They're going around the shops to see what is available to purchase, look at the guest houses, see how much it would cost per night, you know, and what deals they could get. I think, Your Excellency, you knew about that. And I believe that Easy Sky is going to bring business from Cuba to us, and I think Cuba will get business from us, because Vincentians will travel to Cuba and shop. There are lots of things, lots of good Cuban products to be purchased.
Dr. Gonsalves, however, noted that the issue of shipping between SVG and Cuba continues to be one of concern, but added that the government will be collaborating with Venezuela and Cuba to resolve this critical issue and fully explore the two nations' trade potential.
Cuba, in the year last year when it was chairman of the Association of Caribbean States, was doing a lot of work in this area of transportation. You know, the ACS, the members of all the countries washed by the Caribbean Sea, and they focus essentially on four things, plus another. They focus on trade, transportation, technology, and tourism. And the other is disaster preparedness. And I know we've been working on that, but this is if we could solve the shipping problem, we're going to see more trade. There are, of course, countries which have some dedicated shipping for particular products going to and from Cuba, but we need a more generalized shipping.
Addressing the issue of disaster preparedness, PM Gonsalves contended that Cuba is a nation which has an excellent track record on the issue, adding that SVG will be working with the Spanish-speaking country to boost its own capacity.
Cuba is in our hemisphere, is the best organized of countries dealing with matters of disaster preparedness. And the World Bank itself has acknowledged that. And while we are ramping up our own institutional and practical arrangements, we need to learn more, and we need to interface more with them, because as you notice, natural disaster is with us. It doesn't make sense we wish it away, and in this period of climate change, it can make middle-class communities become indigent overnight, as we have seen happen in 2013 with the December floods. And then, of course, the erosion on the coastal areas and problems in the forests and so on. There are many, many things we have to work on better than we have been working.
Attorney at law Baylis Frederick believes that investors to this country must be given the strong message that there will be no exclusive beaches here. Frederick, who is the lawyer for Canouan Beach activist Andre Foyle and Terence Bino, told SVG-TV News earlier today that charges brought against the two men in January this year were dismissed in the magistrate's court in Canouan on Thursday, June 1st, because, according to the veteran lawyer, the charges were bogus.
Because this is of national importance. You have to have every citizen or every visitor or every person who is on the soil in St. Vincent, you have to maintain their right to go to the sea and bathe. And we do not and cannot or ought not to have exclusive beaches in St. Vincent at all. No, we can't have that. So the matter is still hanging. Hanging and no end to it. We look forward, therefore, that by next week you hear they pick up Terry Bino again to charge him. For what? Because he's insisting, he and others, to go to the beach and bathe. And what they do is they pick up one or two people, sometimes as many as 6, take them to the station, let go 5 and charge Terry alone, or charge Terry and one other prominent citizen of Kanawan.
Frederick pointed out that Bino has been continually picked up by the police and released since 2000, and that it is an intimidation tactic to prevent others from joining the activists in their ongoing protest.
The developers have no leg on which to stand to convict or to do those lads anything except they break the laws of this country, and they have not up to now broken any law. They have protested from 2000 to now 17 years ago, and for 17 years the developers have been trying to lock up, to get Terence Bino or somebody to be locked up, to be jailed. Because if you get somebody to be jailed, the rest of the population will shy away from anything having to do with anything similar to the incidents that they jailed them for.
Frederick further stated that the only solution to resolving the beach access issue in Kanawan is if the developers accept that pathways used for decades by natives on the island are not denied to them.
The only solution to the Kanawan issue is that the people must withdraw the resistance to the protest, accept that there can be no exclusive beaches in the territory of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that there is the right to free access through roads that have been over 40 years being used by the natives of that land.
Minister of Transport and Works Julian Francis is pointing out to local food distributors that the mandatory move to biodegradable containers should not be used as an excuse to increase prices on their food. Francis's comments were made in response to a recent newspaper article highlighting claims from food vendors that the higher prices for the replacement biodegradable containers following government's styrofoam ban made an increase in the price of their food necessary. Minister Francis said he is convinced that market competition will eventually level out the prices of the required biodegradable containers.
When this thing level out, the $10 portion had gone up to $12 and the $16 portion had gone up to $18. When the prices on this level out and the competitors in the importation business for the biodegradable containers get into the act, the competition will bring down the price of the items. So that one story that I read a couple of weeks ago, that I brought to your attention a couple of weeks ago, was the same basic thing, that styrofoam is so much cheaper than the biodegradables and it's going to be a significant cost. He had gone $1 something per container and so on and whatnot. But out there in the world, we are not the only people. The biodegradables being used all over the world. So I had somebody do a little check for me on this matter.
Francis reminded the public that there was no value-added tax VAT on biodegradable products or containers.
These figures are in US dollars. I don't want to talk local prices. Everybody got their own markup, everybody got their shipping cost, and they're variables. But I'm looking here at what they cost overseas before shipping before any duty? Well, there's no VAT on the biodegradables now. There was VAT on the styrofoam, but we have zero rated the biodegradables, the biodegradable containers, and you don't pay any VAT on that.
Government issued a ban on styrofoam products effective May 1st this year, citing national health and environmental concerns as the main reasons. As they continue their mission to provide education and training opportunities to individuals who will not be otherwise able to access services in the formal education system, the Division of Adult and Continuing Education DACE hosted a graduation ceremony on Thursday at the Bible Learning Resource Center for participants who completed the Culinary Arts Training course. At Thursday's graduation ceremony, the participants who were from the Zone 4 DACE area had the opportunity to showcase what they learned during the training program. We hear more in this report by Nikita Tony.
Aiming to be this nation's leader in providing what they term as a life-changing education and training to all participants, 43 participants were on Thursday, June 1st, 2017, presented with certificates for completing a culinary arts training course in cake baking and decorating, which was coordinated in Baraboo and Choppins respectively. Giving a brief overview of the course, facilitator Alanta Daisley commended all of the participants for the work they put in. Daisley stated that the training was in no way an easy task, but all the students were able to persevere.
Participants from the Baraboo course specialized in the cake baking and cake decorating course. Choppins did culinary arts, but the cake decorating part was not included. But nevertheless, they did a 1-hour crash course. The process of mixing, beating, measuring accurately and decorating can be stressful and time-consuming. The exhibits you see are as a result of hard work and commitment. They are not perfect. You might spot flaws, but this is the time to encourage them and appreciate what they did.
Daisley also gave advice to the participants who are hoping to create a better way for themselves through their new skills.
Just for the certificate, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Where do you go from here? Set your goals. Evaluate your skills. Price your goods to make a profit. Be committed. Be consistent. Be positive. Look for a niche in the market. Keep upgrading your knowledge and your skills, especially through the internet.
Acting Director of the Division of Adult and Continuing Education, John Zan George, noted that the division continues to raise their threshold so as to meet the demands of the Vincentian public. He further urged the graduates to make full use of the knowledge and skills gained during the courses.
Because, you know, if this basic literacy had to be one-on-one, because we are having persons who are at a higher educational level as you go along, we are going to have, in some cases, less academic programs and more skill and civic youth type programs. These days, we are having persons who are having a lot of academic qualification. Some people like to say subjects and so forth. The only factor that is putting you apart from those in the formal system is your skill.
The Division of Adult and Continuing Education DACE encourages persons to come out and take advantage of the available education and training opportunities as they aim to create productive and innovative citizens. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
After months of training, a new Miss SVG will be crowned tomorrow night at Carnival City Victoria Park. 7 young ladies are vying for the coveted title, including a university scholarship worth 80,000 EC dollars. They are Miss Quick Cash, Brianna Hathaway, Miss Agriculture Input Warehouse, Brittany Oliver, Miss Jurgens, Crystal Oliver, Miss Kendra's Aluminum Products Limited, Darician Laborde, Miss Mustique Company Limited, Nicolene Lewis, Miss Flo Jamil Roberts, and Miss Metrocint General Insurance Company Limited, LaDonna York. The guest artists who are expected to provide additional entertainment at tomorrow's pageant include Daniel Vera, Shana McKenzie, Christiana Singing Christie, Christopher, and Rika Games. The show is expected to commence at 8 p.m. Fisherfolk across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as the general Vincentian public, are invited to join the Fisheries Division for the culmination of Fisherman's Month of activities at the annual Fisherman's Day event to be held at the Caliaco playing field on Monday, June 5th, 2017. The activities are being held under the theme, Save SVG's Sea Turtle, One Turtle at a Time. Speaking with SVG-TV earlier today, Senior Fisheries Officer Chris Isaac said this year marks 42 years since the nation is celebrating Fisherman's Day and highlighted some of what could be expected at the Fisherman's Day event. He is encouraging all to join in the celebrations.
Registration for the competition is still going on, so any fishers who have not yet completed the registration process, you are encouraged to come to the Fisheries Division, if not today, then at least tomorrow morning the division would be open to take care of that. The theme for this year's Fisherman's Month of activities was Save SVG's Sea Turtle, One Turtle at a Time, and the slogan is Catch No Turtle, Eat More Fish. So we are encouraging persons to come out to Caliaco on Monday and celebrate with us the Fisheries Division as well as the fishing industry, as we reflect on the hard work that our fishers would have been taking part in, and basically just celebrating the whole industry from the catching of the fish to the processing and the sales and marketing aspect of it as well. So looking forward to seeing everyone out there.
Isaacs also outlined other activities which the Fisheries Division has been engaged in to encourage Vincentians to preserve marine resources.
Actually, today there is a beach cleanup taking place in Connery. That is being done with the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries and Rural Transformation in collaboration with the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority. There's been a small influx of sargassum on a couple of beaches on the Windward area, and from time to time we want to go down there and just clear the area because we know that the sea turtles are using this time of the year to come up and lay their eggs. So we're just taking some time to go and clear whatever debris that we find there. We would have done one in Big Sand earlier, I think that would have been in the first quarter of the year. So today we have officers and community members out in Connery taking part in that activity.
Giving students the opportunity to express themselves by following their dreams, the principal and staff at the Cattell's Government School earlier today hosted a career day on the school grounds. The event saw students from all levels displaying their career choices, along with a community march which was followed by interactive sessions with qualified professionals from various professions. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
We are chasing our dreams straight to the top. That's the theme under which the principal and staff of the Cattell's Government School hosted their Career Day activities earlier today, Friday, June 2nd, pointing out that the school has hosted Career Days in prior years, which focused on kindergarten and grade 1 students. Principal of the institution, Albina Jack, noted that today's event was the first to include students at all levels of the institution.
Now this is a day really to celebrate our students' dreams. Our team, as you can see, is chasing our dreams straight to the top. Our students may be young, but they know exactly what they want to be. And we want to help them, guide them to chase these dreams.
Jack stressed the need to have students exposed to early career guidance, as it is essential as they are never too young to start pursuing their dreams.
Our team is timely because there are a lot of dreams that our students have, and we want to work on these dreams so that they can achieve these dreams. Okay? Now what we are asking persons would come in and speak to them as to how they could work towards attaining these dreams, as to how they could work really to get to the top.
We also caught up with some of the students to share the reason for their career choices.
It's to fly around the whole world, and I am in grade 3 and I am 8 years old and I choose to be a lawyer.
I'm 11 years old. I am a teacher, and the reason why I choose it is because I love to teach.
Being a pilot. I chose it because I like to travel the world and give people safe journeys.
I am 10 years old. I love football because I'm a good footballer.
I want to be an air host because I want to travel new country and meet new friends.
The reason why I choose to be a police officer because I can make a difference in my country.
To be a journalist is because without journalists there will be no news.
Today's event also featured a match, which was then followed by interactive sessions, where the students were divided into various career categories to get more information on their career choices from qualified professionals. Earlier this evening, the students had the opportunity to hear an address from a certified career guidance officer. It is expected that today's event will go a long way in allowing the students of the Kittels Government School to make wise career choices. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG TV News.